If you want to master the art of GeoLayers, then check out my GeoLayers masterclass. Link in the video description. What's up, folks? On today's episode of Monday Maps, I'm going to be creating this advanced route visualization inside of GeoLayers 3 in Adobe After Effects. So this is really cool. There's only like 4 keyframes driving this entire animation. I'm using a path animation to look at this route. I have a locator map to give the context of where this is in a country, and I'm also doing an elevation profile. So the inspiration behind this was I started researching different motorcycle routes that I want to eventually do in Europe, and there's this great route through the Alps. So I rented this book from the library. This is a Michelin book. I love Michelin and their maps. They're great. Well, in this book, they have some maps here, and they're like very large scale maps that I'm assuming you use. You bring the book with you and you kind of look when you're doing the route. You can see where the cities are, the points of interest. It was just kind of frustrating looking at this when you want to kind of contextualize, like, where is the route relative to the entire country? Because I look at this and I'm like, how far would I have to drive my motorcycle just to get here to start this route? So that's why I wanted to create my own version of these. And I just wanted to basically look at the elevation of these routes as well, put together this elevation profile, and just create a more minimal version of this to, for my own purposes to enjoy and look at and help me plan out these trips. So I'm going to break this down step by step, and there's a lot of cool tricks and tips we're going to learn. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm inside of Adobe After Effects and I have the GeoLayers 3 panel open. I'm gonna go and grab this GPX file that I downloaded. So I got this GPX file from the book. It has a little QR code where you can search and find this and download it. I'll provide the link down in the video description. Also, I'll have all the project files over on my Patreon page if you wanna follow that link in the video description and get those as well. And I'm going to drag it and drop it right here in the feature browser. And if I double click on it, it'll perfectly zoom into this feature. Now it's in a feature collection here, so I can click on this and I can just click on feature properties to see what we've got going on here. So there aren't many properties here, but you can see the actual company that created this. If you want to go check out this website here, it's a pretty cool little website. Okay, so I need to create a base map right now that I want to visualize this route against. So I'm going to go with just a standard satellite look. So if you click on Create Map Comp, let's just call it Base Map. Click on Next. I'm going to choose this Esri profile right here. If you click on this one, here is one of the default base maps, which is called World Street Map. If you click on it again, this will give you access to the style drop-down menu, and you can choose from a plethora of different looks here. I'm going to go with World Imagery because I really want to be able to see the mountains here. I can always change this look later, so I'm not too worried about it. Click Apply and Create. That's going to get things set up. Now it's going to show you the imagery in low res, so you have to finalize it. I'm going to click the finalize button right here. If you hold control, it'll finalize just one frame. And there we go. Now we have this look right here. Okay, so now I've got the route. I want to draw this out over my map to see what it looks like. Well, I need to choose the shape layer style. You can do that up here. Click on this. You have a couple of different default presets here. I'm going to click on Add Style, and I'll just call this route. I'm going to make it really simple. We don't want to have a fill, we want a stroke, and we don't want to use the fill color. Let's just go ahead and go with this default orange. I'm digging it. And I'm going to set the stroke width to 3 because we want it nice and thin. We don't want it to be too big here. Now I can click Apply. Now you can see that this is selected here. You can also see a preview down here of what this is going to look like. And now to draw this out, just select it and then click on Draw Features. And to control how it's drawn out, if you go back up to the shape layer styles, you can see all of these parameters here. So if we want the stroke to have auto stroke width as we zoom, if we want to simplify the geometry, or if we even want to draw this inside of this map comp, we can do that. But I'm just going to go with the default here. Actually, maybe I will select auto stroke width and select it again. And now draw this feature out. Boom, I've got this. Again, to zoom in on it, double click right here, and I'll finalize again. So there we go. Now we've got this route over our base map. This is looking pretty cool already. I can kind of contextualize this a little bit more, at least in relation to the Alps here. We can see we're on like the western part of the Alps. skirting the eastern side of France here. I can draw out those boundaries a little bit later. But what I want to do now is I want to make this stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to go to Window and select Effects and Presets. And let's just add a tint effect to the base map. So if I drop it right on there, it's going to turn this, it's going to totally desaturate it. And I can turn down the tint amount. Let's say I do want some color, but just not that much. I want it to be like super desaturated. So something like that. We can still see the color, but it's not overpowering our route here. Now, one of my biggest complaints about these maps in the book is that you can't really tell where this is in the country. So I could like zoom it out here, and now we can get a vibe for this. Let's finalize. You can get a vibe for where it is in Europe, but I don't want to be this far zoomed out. I want to see the details here of this map. So what we can do is create a locator map. So to do that, we're going to create a new map comp. So click up here and click on Create New Map Comp. And you can call this locator or inset. Just make sure that it's not linked to the other map comp because we don't want to be able to resize it and move it around. And for this one, well, let's just go with the same everyone here. We could just grab world imagery again, click apply, create. What I want to do is I just want to draw out the country of France, and I want to have like a solid just country with a little locator shape showing where we are, basically where we're looking at or where we are located in the country. So to do that, I have this new locator map. You can see up here in the map comp, I have locator map comp selected. So with this map comp selected, I'm going to create a new layer style here. Let's click add style. And we just will call this France. And I'm going to click on the color here. We want to go with the same orange color so we can have a nice color scheme here. Click apply. And I created this solid one because I want to be able to draw out the country of France. I'm going to go and do a keyword search for France. And here we have the country. I'm going to download it here. And if I double click on this, it brings us to like, it shows us like the entire French Empire, which I don't want. I just want the mainland. I don't want Corsica. I just want the mainland Western Europe polygon here. So to do that, what you can do is you can actually split these polygons because this is like a multi-polygon. So with this selected, just click split feature. And that gives you all these different features, which includes the islands, basically every polygon that's separated here. If you go to the very top, you'll see that's the biggest one here. So I just want to use this big size here. And now I want to draw it out, but I need to make sure that I draw it out with my locator map comp selected. And the reason I want to do that is because it's going to be attached to this locator map comp here. So now I can just click on draw feature, and there we go. Now we've got this. So how are we going to do this now? Well, what I can do is I can come back to the locator map, and I'm just going to turn the imagery off for this. So now we have just this shape layer overlaying our other map comp, which is our base map. So now these two are not connected. So what I can do here is I can grab the actual locator map comp, and I can start to scale this down, and check that out. I can scale it down like this, and now I can move it around. So I can put this up here. Let's go to align. And I'm going to align it here. So now we've got the country of France. Let me shift it over here. Oh, I don't want to grab the shape. I want to grab this. So let me just lock the shape. And I'm going to grab the actual map comp because we need to grab the map comp because as we draw other assets to this, it needs to perfectly align. You can also see the attribution here of this. I'm going to go to the GeoLayers panel, click on settings, and just set the attribution to none because I don't want to have any attribution on this one. Okay, so now we've got the country here, but I want to see where the actual route is. Well, I could just go to the route and draw it out. Like I could switch to like this white color, and now I can draw it out on the locator map. And voila. Now we can see where it is right here. And you know, I could just stop right here. I mean, that looks pretty cool. But I want to also have a little section showing where we're looking at. So maybe I don't want to show the route. Maybe I just want to show an actual rectangle. So you can actually draw out the map comp view by going to this little script panel here, run script file. And there's an option called draw map comp view. And this is essentially if you're creating a locator and inset map. You click on this. And it says, please select a map comp to draw another's view on. I want to draw on the locator map comp. And I want to draw the base map map comp on the locator map comp. And you see what that did now? It basically took my boundaries of my base map comp and applied them to this same comp. So now as we move this around, it will always stay parented. So again, I don't want to grab any of these elements here. I just want to grab the locator map comp. Click align, and now I can align it like this or do whatever I want. Okay, now I want to add an elevation profile to this route so I can really see the ups and downs of the Alps right here. So you can do that directly in the GeoLayers panel. Just grab that map feature and then click on Draw Property Charts. So this is going to give us a preview of a chart on the composition panel here, and we have all these different customization options. So right here is not the elevation, but if you look over here, you can see the y-axis for the chart. It's showing us the longitude coordinates. So if I go to this drop-down menu and switch to elevation, we should see an elevation profile here. Now, the y range is showing us -1 to 1, which leads me to believe that indeed, yeah, the preview is not showing us any elevation data. So there's no elevation data on this GPX. So what we can do is we can head over to a really cool website called GPX Studio. So just head over to gpx.studio. This is a really cool web app that you can use for free. Just click on app, and they accept donations if you use this a lot and you're feeling so kind. So what you can do is you can upload, so I can go file open and just open up this GPX file directly in here. And at the bottom we have the elevation profile viewer. You can see indeed there's no elevation. So over here on the left with this selected, I can click request elevation data. And you can see it's going to basically overwrite any existing elevation data with data from our friends at MapTyler. So if I click on this, now if you look down here at our elevation profile, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom, we've got a profile. This is looking very cool. Hopefully this is correct. We're just going to hope it's correct and accurate. Now I can go to File, Export, jump back into Adobe After Effects, and then go find this new GPX with our new data points. And now if I select this one and go to Draw Property Charts again and click on the Y-axis drop-down menu and choose Elevation, there we go. Hot diggity, we have our elevation profile. Now, I don't want it, across the whole height of my composition here. So this is where I can change the parameters. So up at the top, I have size. I'm going to make this really, really small, like 150 height here, so that it just runs along the bottom. Let's see what this looks like. I might want it to be just along the edge here, but I think this might look pretty cool along the bottom like this. Okay, this is looking cool. Now, if you look, I don't know how accurate this data is right now because we have a pretty big error right here. So if I jump over to the x-axis, it's showing us it's currently using even distribution. So maybe if I switch this to coordinate distance 2D Mercator, this will look a little bit better. Okay, that's looking better. I don't know what the difference is in this, but let's just say it works. Now I'm going to go grab the color. Let's go with the same orange color right here. And now I will click OK. And now we can just, ever so slightly reposition our route so that this fits right here. And now we have a super cool elevation profile. Well, what about animating this? So how can we animate this? First, I can go to our route here. I could manually animate this, or I can just turn it off and draw it out again. So let's grab this one. Or maybe I can just grab this one. And let's say we want this animation to take place over the course of 10 seconds. So I'm going to bring my playhead to the beginning. Let's go grab our orange route color again. And now I'm going to click on Draw Features and select Animate Feature Path. And I want this to be a 10-second animation, create animation. And now let's see what happens as I play this back. Okay. Now I have my route animating on. I want the elevation profile to animate at the same time so I can see that matching the route. Well, I have these keyframes down here for the end. So if I go to my elevation profile now, if I click on Area Chart, you'll notice that we have fill progress X% and Y%. So if I move this down, you'll see that's for the height here. I want to fill the X progress. And you'll notice this is just 0 to 100. So what I can do is I can hit E, and then I can go down here to the timeline, and I can actually parent this to the end parameter of our route. And now it will animate on our elevation profile at the same time as this. Now, if you look at the locator map, you'll notice this is not animating on. So maybe we do or do not want that to animate on the same time as this. But one cool thing about this locator visual right here is if we do a little fly-in animation, so let's say we want to keyframe our map comp. So we want this to be the end of our animation, and for the beginning, we want to zoom it out and maybe change the bearing a little bit. And what's cool about this is you'll notice, look at our locator map. So this dynamically is animating, it's all connected via that script, which is super duper cool. So I'm gonna save this out so I don't lose all this work. And now I can go and grab my axes of my chart, and it's kind of like overlapping our attribution. So I can just move this up so we can see our attribution. There we go. And this is just a really cool way to create a dynamic visual. Now it looks like did I turn the opacity of my base map down? I did. So just to make this pop out a little bit more, you can bring the opacity down to have these elements, pop out a little. Or you can add like a vignette or something. So let's grab vignette. I know there's a lot of vignette haters out there, but those people are just stupid, so don't listen to them. You can, bring this vignette down, and that's going to help pop those edges, out a little. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll just add a title here and some data points. And I can make this tutorial like hours long because we can add a start and end label. We could label the cities. I could throw in the admin boundaries of the country here. But I think our locator is pretty much doing that, showing where that is. So if you want to throw in the boundaries here, you can. And once again, it's really easy to just change the base map. So if I come in here, go to base map, and then open up this comp right here, I could quickly switch this to terrain. So if we want to go with like this totally different look, this could be a pretty cool look. And like turn the opacity of this down, you can get some kind of interesting stuff if you're so inclined. Okay, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Once again, all the project files, the GPX, the After Effects project file are all over on the Patreon page if you want to check that out. Now, if you are new to GeoLayers, this is a really advanced tutorial. This is like upper intermediate advanced. So if you're just getting started, I have links to a bunch of other helpful resources down in the video description, including if you don't even own GeoLayers, you can go buy it using my affiliate link down there in the video description. That really helps out my channel. But I have a link to a playlist as well that's, I think it's called Learning GeoLayers. And those are all beginner level tutorials that'll get you started learning this particular plugin, because it is quite deep and difficult to get started. And if you really want to master it, I also have a GeoLayers masterclass course. I will link to that down in the video description as well. And of course, if anybody wants to come ride their motorcycle across the Alps with me, hit me up in the comments section, DM me. That would be very cool. Let's do some cool stuff and see some cool stuff in Europe. All right. Thanks. See you in the next one.